So, before I get into all of that, right, your journey has also been very interesting. You were with one of the biggest wealth managers, and then all of a sudden you decided to move out and create your own brand. What made you, do that? And I like to learn from people who do that. I understand, I meet a lot of people who do that, but I understand that their journey is so exciting and so terrifying at the same time. But was it the same for you?
Uh, Actually, this the backstory is that I my parents were the first generation recovering from the partition era, right? So they worked in public sector banks, sort of as my mom was a teller and dad was a manager, and sort of worked their way up in the banking system. So there was some discussion around money always happening in the house, right? In two ways. One is that there was this thing कि यार आज कोई आके 5 लाख रुपया डिपॉजिट किया, and that was like a big thing if you go back to the 80s and 90s, somebody having that kind of money. And also there was this thing here, we don't have enough of it, because I remember this, we are three boys, me and my other twin brothers after me, and we overheard this conversation once when the school increased monthly fees by 10 rupees, and mom dad in their bedroom were talking about कि यार अब कहाँ से cut करें, मतलब what will we cut so that we can send the boys to school, right? So there was always this realization money is important, right? uh, Started off as an engineer, studied computer science in the peak of the tech bull run into 99 2000, and realized very quickly यार मुझे money के साथ ही काम करना है. So I went into IIM Bangalore. From there joined Kotak in the early days when Kotak was a new bank, right? So this is the heydays of the banking, and markets were going up. You'll remember 2005 to 2008, practically on a monthly basis markets would go up 3-4%. And then the real moment of shaping happened in 2008 when the markets completely collapsed. Nifty was down 60%. Kotak stock, now today it's a large cap stock, well respected, that stock was down 70%. The company which I had joined in 2008 or to start the wealth management business, the parent stock was down 90%, right? So suddenly it was like, look, people can make money, but you can also lose a lot of money. And in some sense, that shaped how we think about capital. And that in the next 13-14 years was very enriching. It is just fascinating that somebody from a middle class, lower middle class background has been given the right to advise some of the wealthiest people in the country. Like, if you think about it, it's funny at one level, right? कि यार आप मतलब हो कौन, but at the same time industrialists or super wealthy people who built like large industries would ask me कि यार ये mutual fund or where to invest, and they're having conversations around markets and so on. So that was very enriching. The real moment of truth for us was during COVID. And there was this time when people were batchmates who had gone on to do really well, were reaching out and saying ki, Sandeep, markets are down, ek baar portfolio dekh le mila. And I was like, sure, send it. And we would collect the portfolio, analyze it. And you would always step back and think about, how did such a smart person who's done so well in their life come to a portfolio like this, right? There were 110 mutual funds. There are ULIP policies in the portfolio, random stocks, and so on. And that was the realization that there is a category of people who are wealthy but time poor, right? You have the wealth, but you don't have the time. And then how do they manage their portfolios? Who is really helping them? And that was the light bulb moment of sorts, when you feel like, wait, there is nobody helping them. And maybe we can leverage technology to access them, to be able to give them the right guidance. So that was when 2021, Sahil, Vaibhav and I, we said that this is it. This is our calling. And we've got to scratch this itch. And that's when we left to start Deserve.